Hello?
Hello, this is James O'Keefe.
Oh, hey, James. How are you?
Hey, Bill. May I call you Bill?
Yeah, please. Please don't call me by William. Only my grandfather could call me that.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to talk to us about this, and we think it's very important. I appreciate you taking the time, so thank you very much for being willing to talk to us.
Absolutely. I'm working on a story on the Project Veritas suit against the New York Times, particularly in light of Judge Wood's March 20th, March 18th decision where he declined to dismiss the case, and now we're off to the races. So your first video starts with the video of Levon and Osman. I'm sorry if my Somali accents are not perfect, but hopefully I'm sure that you know who I'm talking about. It opens with him in his car, surrounded by a number of envelopes. Now, first of all, is this a video that was from Snapchat? The reason I'm asking these things is that the lawsuit makes some pretty serious claims, which, you know, to your attorney's credit, the judge found worth pursuing about the Times' ethics in terms of how they characterize your video, the fact that they didn't reach out to you, the fact that they didn't provide a link.
What the New York Times originally reported was that the law itself was suspended, i.e. that it was not illegal from the district court ruling to the Supreme Court ruling to collect more than 3 ballots, which is patently false. My question, Bill, is the New York Times has already admitted in the lawsuit that they were factually wrong, and they haven't corrected their articles. So I think that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And history is replete with Pulitzer Prize-winning reporters who not identified themselves as journalists.
What's essentially the difference between an anonymous source quoted in a story, a voice in a video that has no face or a pixelated face, where the viewer has to basically take it on faith that this is the person that the journalistic source says it is?
In one case, you're showing the actual videotaped evidence of the person. You're actually hearing their voice. I'm not asking you to accept my interpretation of the events. I'm showing you the actual events. Further, we included Levon's tag in the video. I didn't disguise their voice. All people use exclusively anonymous sources. We're showing you their voices. The New York Times Trump tax return story, they showed you no sources. You couldn't hear anyone's voices in the interviews that were conducted. They coordinate with USA Today. Facebook relied upon USA Today to put false information through our video, and they can't even make a damn phone call. It's a disgrace. We showed the voice. We showed all the other faces. And you can understand why I'm passionate about this, because this may be the most important issue of our time. If a tech company can put a false flag through our video and ban our video based partially upon what the New York Times is reporting, and the New York Times is reporting in court that they got it wrong, this is a big deal.
Yeah, I agree.
The actual illegal act was incontrovertible and caught on videotape, and the New York Times said I was, quote, making claims without evidence. So if an incontrovertible video recording of someone exchanging cash for an absentee ballot, if an incontrovertible video recording of someone saying on audio, and we show his face, $800 per vote, it's illegal, quote, I don't care, illegal. If I can report that, and the New York Times can say I'm making claims without evidence, what is that about?
Did the Times at any point ask you for comment, either before they ran that September 29th piece where they called it a deceptive video, or later on?
The answer is no. They didn't reach out to Levon Muhammad. They didn't reach out to AJ Sawed. They didn't reach out to any of the people who were featured on our video whatsoever.
At any point did Veritas approach him?
The allegations were made against Levon Muhammad were made by himself in his own Snapchat videos. Have you spoken with the New York Times about this?
Yes, I have.
And they've spoke to you?
They've given me some comments to some questions, yes.
So where is the ethics in these folks, whether it's Fox 9 or anyone else, just assuming that was the reason we made that decision? They should be lambasted for their lack of ethics. They just assumed that was the reason we launched the story, which is, I will swear to it under oath. The New York Times tax return story had no no basis in my thinking. And yet it was reported that it was. I mean, this is just why people are so outraged in this country about how crooked and corrupt the media is, that they would just report as fact that was the reason why I launched this story when it did. They project onto me what it is that they do. And that's what the judge effectively in this New York Supreme Court of the state of New York, that's what the judge says. It's deception, disinformation to interject your opinion in a news article. I haven't seen anyone except you, and I give you a lot of credit for doing this with us, because you're the first person in the United States.
It was in the conservative press. It was in the Federalist, Washington.
Okay, so you're the first person in the non-conservative press to write about this. Quote, a tape recorder's evidence is not easily denied. Perhaps it is its power that makes some journalists uncomfortable, unquote. Perhaps it is the power of the recording in Minnesota that made people uncomfortable because they had an ideological agenda to disprove what we were reporting. I stand by my reporting. I stand by my reporting, Bill. We've won every lawsuit, Bill, that we've litigated.
Power, Deception, Propaganda. A new book by James O'Keefe. The moment you stop caring about what the media establishment thinks of you is the moment you become truly free. Pre-order now at AmericanMuckraker.com.